Hi, my name is Melissa, and I am so excited to be a part of the Ask a Spoonie video collection. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my diagnosis of ulcerative colitis and celiac disease. So when I was first diagnosed about 4 years ago, they really just put me on some medicine, and I was good to go for like 2 years. And then all of a sudden, probably last January, I started to get really sick. And so I was having like 20 or so bowel movements a day. Like, I had so much joint pain, and I was so like tired, and like, unfortunately, like, it's really embarrassing to admit, but I had accidents too. And this just really caused me to become really depressed and really lose, my self-esteem, and just, having to depend on somebody else. My husband is really who I depended on, because I couldn't do daily things like, washing clothes or washing the dishes. And so he really became my caregiver for about a good year or so. But thankfully, today I am doing a lot better. The doctors were able to find a good dose of infusion medication and oral medications to kind of help me get back on track. But today I really wanted to talk to you guys about, what did I do during that time when I was super depressed, and, give you 3 coping skills which I found were really helpful. So the first one is called cognitive behavioral therapy. Yes, it's a mouthful. It's also shortened for CBT, or as I like to call it, just turning those negative thoughts into positive. And so really a good example for me when I was having, my worst flare is, so pretty much I was like, oh my gosh, I am such a failure. Like, I don't get to see my friends. I'm pretty much isolating myself from my husband. I can't do anything for myself. So I really felt that failure sense like kicking in. So what I did is basically took that thought of, hey, I'm a failure, and turned it into, on a good day, I was like, hey, you're really good today because you were able to do the laundry or wash the dishes or something positive of that matter. And then if I had a really bad day, I was just honest with myself, and it's like, hey, you needed to rest today, and that's what your body needed, and that is okay. So that's really the first coping skill that I had. And another good thing to do with that really quick is to have a list of those positive affirmations, like, today is going to be a good day because, or, this makes me smile. So really just having that list for you to look at on a daily basis. My second coping skill actually is something called bullet journaling. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but pretty much bullet journaling has become my passion. It has been able to help me organize and track and just be creative with how I do those things. So I have 2 different bullet journals. I have one for like my personal tracking. So I have like birthdays, weekly tasks, when did we do this last, like everything you could possibly think of. And then I have my health journal, which helps me track medicines and my doctor's appointments and what did I eat, because, I have celiac disease, and if it was gluten-free and dairy-free and caffeine-free. So it really helps me track all of that information that you really need to keep track of when you have chronic illness. So I have an Instagram that I would love for you guys to check out. It has a lot of those trackers on there already, and actually this month I am going to be putting more of those helpful spreads on there. Like, I have one on there which is combating chronic fatigue, and how do you do that when you have a chronic illness. So just some of those things for you to check out if you can. And the last coping skill, which I find is just the most important, especially when it comes to your mental health, is being able to well, it has 3 steps. 1, being able to advocate for yourself. 2, reaching out to those online support groups. And 3, reaching out to your friends and loved ones in real life. And so let me go back to the first one of advocating for yourself. This is so important. Like, when I was very sick, I was getting so frustrated with the doctors. And so I pretty much educated myself on my disease and what I need to be doing in order to make myself better. And that's just so important, because you really need to advocate for yourself and be sure you're getting the correct care, as well as doing the best things for your body. Second, getting on those online support groups. Oh my gosh, I cannot even tell you how important that is, and how I was able to learn so much more about ulcerative colitis and celiac disease just by what other people know, and just having that support too when it comes to medication and all of that stuff. It's so important. And lastly, reaching out to your friends and family and loved ones. And this is so important because you really need that real life support, that somebody to just give you a hug when you're just crying and depressed, and you just really need that. And the important thing is to be patient with those people, because most likely they don't have a chronic illness and they don't understand what you're going through. But really just educating them as well, and just allowing them to be a part of your life, because it's so important. So that's really all I had for you guys today, but I really hope it helps, and you get some good feedback and just advice. And please feel free to check out my Instagram account, and feel free to contact me on there as well. I love talking to people and helping and just brainstorming new ideas and really just getting to know others. So please feel free to contact me, and thank you so much for letting me be on this video with you guys. Have a good Spoonie day.